The riches of God does not come in acquisition. The riches of God does not come in acquisition, because acquisition is subject to human endeavor and subject to human ingenuity and subject to human innovation and is subject to human decision. The riches of God comes in the way you use them. That's why we see the riches of God. In the way you use them. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. Please, I need your ears, because this is very important as we go forward in the advancement of God's kingdom and living fulfilled lives on earth. There is a whole lot that human beings play in the resources. Look at having children, for example. That is bringing a human being into the world. A man and a woman will come together and decide we're going to make babies. And based on their decision, they take action that they themselves have to take. And the baby is born. That's the level to which God has given man power on the earth. In fact, in some cases, a wicked boy can take a decision and force a girl and walk on the girl and bring forth a baby to the earth. All within humans. Human beings have a lot. So possession of materials is human endeavor. It's not like in the old covenant where everything is in God's account. Evil, God. Good, God. That's what they say. When a man is poor, they say God made him poor. When a man is rich, they say God made him rich. When a man is sick, they say God made him sick. When a man is healed, they say God healed him. So Jesus clarifies all of that for us. So follow the way he taught it. He taught it as human endeavor. Material prosperity, material wealth is subject to human endeavor. Like I always say, when the angel said to Zechariah, you and your wife will have a baby, Zechariah did not stay in the temple till the baby came. He went home and executed the prophecy. Jesus almost had no commentary on how people got what they got. He said a rich man, and he did not tell us how that man became rich. He did not tell us what made the man rich. Jesus never told us how anybody that was rich in his ministry or around him, there's no scripture on how they became rich or what they were doing. But we know that they were rich people. Didn't we? Like Zacchaeus, like this parable. Now there's a practical one, Zacchaeus. In Luke chapter 19 verse 5. Look at Zacchaeus. Luke chapter 19 verse 5. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said unto him, Zacchaeus, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down. For today I must abide at thy house. Zacchaeus, I'm coming to your house. It's like Elon Musk on a tree. You say, Elon, come down. Today I'm coming to your house. Come down. Maybe Elon was shot and Elon climbed a tree to see the miracle worker. He said, Elon, come down. Today I'm coming to your house. Look at the next verse. And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. Look at the next verse. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying, he was going to be guest with a man that is a sinner. I thought God is angry with a sinner every day. But this doesn't look like a God that is angry with a sinner. Because he's coming to the sinner didn't call him. He is the one that invited the sinner and invited himself to the sinner's house. Jesus redefines God. Next verse. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. He never taken anything. Because the people are murmuring now, he had to make them feel better. If I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. Jesus said unto him, this day is salvation come to this house. For so much as he is also a son of Abraham. He's a rich man. For people to be murmuring, they know how he got wealthy. But Jesus made no commentary on how he made wealth. Because if Jesus starts to make commentary on how people get wealth, many things will go wrong. Money is controlled by men. Write that down in capital letters. Money is controlled by men. The resources of the earth are controlled by men. Akwa Ibom State started the battle for resource control. How many of you know about resource control? Akwa Ibom State, is it not true? Akwa Ibom State started the battle in Nigeria for resource control. Sued federal government for resource control. Why did they sue federal government for resource control? That every region should be allowed to manage their God-given resources. Which is correct. And they won the case. And they were allowed. Each state was allowed to control their resources. Yesterday I saw the pollution that what is it called? ExxonMobil, right? The kind of pollution they create for us in Akwa Ibom. The gas flaring. You come out and keep a cup of water outside and you see rubbish coming into the water. So that tells you the kind of air we breathe in this state. Which means that flaring they are flaring, we're all supposed to be paid since they are killing us gradually with the things we are breathing in. We're all supposed to be paid to eat the money first before we die. Huh? Compensation. That's why it is called resource control. And here if you go to, where is it? Ogoni? Ibuno and Ogoni. The people are not looking normal. Because of things they are breathing from the atmosphere that has tampered with their system. You see a young man looking like a retired old man. Even in the Uyo here, if you have a swimming pool and you keep your pool open, after 2 days, come and check the water, it's black. So it shows you the pollution that is created by wealth-making sources over us. The more reason why we must partake of the resources. See, I hear you. And federal government has given us, they've given us that right to partake of the resources. And the money comes to the state. But it's one thing for the money to come. It's another thing for us to see the money. I didn't say anything, no. I just said, it's one thing for the money to come. It's a different ball game for the money to be all over the place for all of us to use. I'm teaching good. So resources. Man controls money. Man controls the resources of the earth. And man sets the rule on how the resources of the earth is used. Man sets the rule. Man sets the rule. A woman who was known to be a prostitute as a round off. What was she? Talk to me, Power City. What was she? A prostitute. Okay. She came with a bottle of perfume. And it is given that the money to have bought that perfume. All of you looking at me like that. I thought we were preaching together. So when I start a statement, complete it for me. We're preaching together. Me, I will say the starting, you complete it. So the prostitute bought an expensive bottle of perfume. And it is given that she must have bought that bottle of perfume. With the proceeds. All of you said it. So if she has bought the bottle of perfume with the proceeds of prostitution, then she took the bottle of perfume that came from the proceeds of prostitution and poured it on Jesus. And Jesus said, Madam, don't stop. If you know what you're doing, Madam, you will not stop. Continue. You are preparing my body for resurrection. Money that came from where? So Jesus never spoke about the sources of the money. He never spoke about it. The only thing he spoke about was how it was used. He spoke about how it was used. What about the rich young ruler? Before he came, people were rich. When he came, they were rich. After he left, they were rich. So it's human endeavor. It's not the truth of the gospel. is the truth of human existence, solving societal needs in exchange for reward. Listen carefully. If you prefer solution to human beings, you will make money. Money is made as a reward for needs that are solved. Money makers are need solvers anywhere in the world. So ask yourself, what need am I solving in the society? That determines how wealthy you can be. If you're solving no problem, you can never make money. Except, of course, you're going to make it some other ways that we're not aware. But generally, wealth is created by solving problems. Matthew 6:24 as a round of this service. Are you blessed? Right? Matthew 6:24. 6:24. No one can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot serve God and mammon. The word kurios. You cannot have a lordship of money over your life. And in the next service, we will see what mammon is. Because in the entire Bible, the only thing that competes with the place of God in anybody's life is money. Nothing else. Not even Satan. That's why Jesus didn't say you cannot serve God and Satan. No. You cannot serve two masters. For either you will hate the one and love the other, or else you will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and Satan. No. You cannot serve God and mammon. So the only thing competing with the lordship of Jesus in your life is mammon. Mammon. And mammon must be dethroned. Mammon must be given its place. And you know, when Jesus was saying you cannot serve God and mammon, he wasn't preaching to only rich people. He was preaching to everybody. Which means you don't have to be rich to worship mammon. You can be poor and you're worshiping mammon. Which means mammon don't oppress people for cash. It's beyond cash. Because Luke's account is a build-up from that rich fool. The word mammon is a Greek word, mammonas. Mammonas. Which has an Hebrew connotation. You have a man to believe. So the word mammon means trusted possession. Trusted possession. Mammon means faith in material things. To have faith in material things. Trusted possession. Where a man has trust and faith in material things. And Jesus uses the word love. You cannot love one and hate the other. Which is to give yourself unconditionally, or to have an unconditional affection for money. Unconditional affection. When you hold on to money, nothing takes it out of your hand because you're unconditionally attached to it. Unconditional affection. You have no limit. So how do I know a man that is under mammon? Unconditional affection on money. Listen carefully. If there is anything in your life you cannot do without, anything, it becomes your God. And if there's anything you cannot do without, it's time to do without it. See that? If it's shoe, clothes, house, money, anything, there must be nothing in this world you cannot do without except God. You cannot serve God and mammon. You can't love two masters. Jesus never taught against possession. But he taught against trusting and loving possessions. It's your attitude. He taught against those things owning you. owning you. He calls it the mammon of unrighteousness. Once you get to that place where money controls you, then you have entered a dangerous curve of your life. Because when money controls you, you become a victim of the root of all evil. You become a victim of the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. You cannot serve God and mammon, for either you will love one and hate the other. The word love comes in, the love of money. Ungodly affection for money. Where money controls you, controls everything you do. Once you see money, you lose every sense of decorum and morality. Money is so powerful that for you and money to separate, you would rather die.